Hey guys, welcome to the very first ever Fumble live show. How are you feeling, Matt Demecki?
I'm feeling awesome. How are you feeling?
I'm ready. This is going to be a 30-minute show, guys. So for 30 minutes, you get to look at me and Matt's wonderfully beautiful faces.
Very beautiful faces.
Matt has a lot of makeup on today because he wanted to look great for you guys. So
I even combed my hair a little bit.
He brushed
too,
his
so,
hair.
Yeah.
I did not brush my hair today, but we're going to get through this anyway.
Let's do it.
So, we usually have to talk about sports right away, and our shows are pretty short to start with, but you don't get to know us very often.
Exactly.
You know, you get to know a little bit about what teams we like or players we like. So I think we should start today with some random facts about us. Matt, tell the fans a random fact about yourself.
All right, so real quick, I got a DM from a Fumble fan a little while ago. And
I didn't even know this one.
Yeah. So they asked me, they're like, Matt, you know what? I've been always curious what you are. Like, are you like African American? Are you like Native American?
Good question.
Like what's going on with you? So I'm actually Ethiopian, and if you guys don't know very many Ethiopians, if you guys know The Weeknd, he's Ethiopian as well. So both my parents are from there. So yeah.
There is a street in LA, Fairfax Avenue. They call it Little Ethiopia.
Best food. You guys got to check it out.
I've been to a vegan restaurant actually over there.
It's so good. Any restaurant down there is really bomb. So Ethiopian food, I tell you, I recommend it. So.
Which I guess this would be my random fact. I don't eat meat. Yes, I'm not all the way vegan, but I've been a vegetarian for almost 5 years now. So I don't eat any chicken. I don't eat fish. I occasionally will do dairy a little bit. I don't really eat eggs anymore, so no meat. Britt's random fact of the day.
I mean, I don't know how she does it because you can't live without it, but I mean,
and you know
it's awesome.
It's weird. Even though I cut meat out, I still like keep gaining weight. I don't know what happens. A lot of pasta. I eat too much pasta.
Hey, but it's good. The carbs are good for you, so it's all good.
Yeah. Well, you know what's not good for the NBA?
What?
Possibly super teams. So I know everyone's been talking about super teams a lot lately. Like, oh, are the freaking Warriors a super team now? Are the Celtics the original super team? Was Miami Heat the original super team? Well, that's not really our question today. Our question today is, are super teams good or bad for the NBA? Matt, what do you think?
Look, I know a lot of people are saying who started first, who started last. I don't think it matters. I don't think super teams are bad for the NBA at all. I don't think. Because I think every year there's that like feeling that you want to beat that super team. Like if I was like the Celtics, if I was the Cleveland Cavaliers, everybody's looking up to the Warriors and wanting to beat the Warriors. And I think when you have a super team, I think it makes it more interesting for the NBA.
Well, but it's not interesting when nobody beats them, though. Like,
no, but they can't. I mean, this is 1 year where they had Kevin Durant. I mean, next year, if some team takes down those Warriors, it's going to even be a better storyline.
I don't even know what kind of team you would have to put together to take down the Warriors.
Another super team, you know? And that's not bad at all for the NBA. Even if you look at Cleveland, I even think of Cleveland as a super team. Because having 3 All-Stars to me is a super team. The Warriors are on another level, but when you have Kyrie Irving, when you have Kevin Love, and when you have the greatest player of all time in LeBron James,
if you guys didn't know, if you haven't watched the Fumble ever, this guy is a bronsexual. Like he's psycho.
Major. I'm like openly admitted. I don't care. I tell you guys. So it's, I tell you guys, that's a super team to me. When you have 3 All-Stars like that, it's a super team, Britt.
Yeah, but I actually personally, I think it is bad. I think it's bad for the NBA just because, number one, my team isn't the super team.
Definitely not. If you guys don't know, she's a Clipper fan.
I am a Clippers fan. I love the Clippers. They had the potential to be a super team. They had all the right, pieces together. They never did it. But I guess maybe I'm salty. Maybe I'm a salty fan, and that makes 31 other teams salty. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because none of or 30 other teams salty because they don't have anybody or they're not part of this super team. So I feel like, for these Warriors bandwagon fans, because I know a lot of you guys were not Warriors fans at the time.
Bandwagons
for you guys, yes, you're excited right now. But what happens to the rest of the fans in the world. We just have to sit here and like let the same teams end up in the finals 3 years in a row.
But you got to look at it this way. For example, for the Golden State Warriors, I mean, they drafted Steph, they drafted Draymond in the second round, and they drafted Clay as well. You know, it's not like they were getting all top picks or they were signing free agents like crazy. They only signed Kevin Durant, and then they assembled a bench around him. So I mean, if the other teams do what they do, you know, draft well and sign free agents when they need them.
Let's take it back to maybe the Celtics in 2007. They already had Rondo. They already had Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
They acquired Kevin Garnett from Minnesota. They acquired Ray Allen from Seattle Supersonics. We miss you, Seattle Supersonics. Even though you're in OKC now, I kind of just miss the whole brand of the Seattle.
Kids don't know that though. Yeah, they don't know Seattle Supersonics.
They don't know that. But we miss you, Seattle. But that team, I think, was literally all set up to basically take over and beat the Lakers, which they ended up doing that same year, you know?
But it's like a domino effect too. Like when the Celtics assembled that super team and they won that championship with the Lakers, and then the Lakers beat them, and then they still had that team.
Well, then Miami Heat.
But then Miami Heat went, and then when LeBron left and he went to Cleveland, then the Warriors did because obviously they blew a 3-1 lead. So it's like a domino effect.
Okay, so let me ask you this question then.
Ask me that question. Let's go.
Who is going to be the next super team?
To me, personally, I think after the Warriors, after Cleveland, I think it's going to be the Boston Celtics. That's what I think.
Coming back.
I mean, they have a ton of money. They got good draft picks. They drafted Tatum. I mean, if they can sign Gordon Hayward and Paul George and they can keep them there, that's the next super team we could see.
I don't know. I think.
Don't say Clippers.
I'm not going to say the Clippers.
Don't say Clippers. Please,
but
God, don't say it.
If Chris Paul goes to the Spurs.
Oh.
That
with Kawhi?
Team with Kawhi, that's going to be a new generation like Spurs team. You know what I mean? Like the Spurs, we all know, have always been a pretty decent team. Like they have Pop, they have the greatest coach, and then to have like just slight moves to that team, like I think just Chris Paul going to that team would make a total difference. Just like Kevin Durant didn't make a huge difference going to the Warriors, but it's like that kind of thing where just one player, just one switch could make that team like unstoppable.
And look, like teams aren't too far off from the Warriors. You know, I mean, when Kawhi Leonard got hurt, it was basically over for them. But they were up like 20-something points at Game 1 halftime, you know? And then Cleveland, if you look at it this way, Game 3, they were up and they blew that lead at the end of the third. Game 4, they had a crazy game. So that game would have been tied 2-2. So it's not far off.
Well, why don't we get your phone together?
All right, let's check this out.
We're going to take a look at the comments. I want to see, you guys start asking us questions because we're going to be looking at the comments, answering your guys' questions while we're live because, again, we're here for 30 minutes. You get to look at these great faces for 30 minutes. I also wanted to mention before we do that, the Rockets. I think the Rockets are one player away from being a great team as well.
I think so too. And it just depends if you want to look at those. It just depends if Blake Griffin goes there, you know, or if Chris Paul goes there. I think they would be a good super team. But
I'm technologically challenged. How do I check this?
Yeah, I'm at that point too. Let's see.
They're making fun of us back there, guys. Sorry.
All right, guys, we're checking out your comments right now.
All I'm good at, I can write, I can talk on camera. Don't ask me to check somebody's cell phone.
All right, actually, they're right here.
Oh, they're on the side. See, he was sending me to the wrong place. So somebody said that we're dumb. Thank you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Make sure to give us a follow too, so it's all good.
Right. Thank you for watching these two dumb people on camera right now. These are actually going extremely fast. It's really hard for me to ask a question.
Oh, is LeBron going to the Lakers?
Is LeBron going to the Lakers?
Man, you know what? I think it would be good because I am a Laker fan, and I mean, LeBron James is the greatest player of all time, but I don't think he's going to come to the Lakers because we only have young talent right now, and I don't think that this would be a good destination for him to win a championship. So I don't think right now, unless they get Paul George or they get another free agent, I don't see him come to the Lakers. So
next question, is Matt Demecki your boyfriend? No, he is not. He actually has a girlfriend.
I have a girlfriend.
I've met her. She's awesome. Tell him about your girlfriend while I find another question.
Yeah.
Who do you think is better, Kyrie or Steph?
Who's better, Kyrie or Steph?
Ooh.
I mean, I have to go with the two-time MVP, Steph Curry.
Of course you will.
I mean, Kyrie Irving, he's flashy, he's nice, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong, and I think him and Steph are right there. But I think Steph Curry is greatest shooter ever.
Well, speaking of another player that we're going to talk about real quick, that we talk about a lot on the Fumble, Sebastian just asked, will Lonzo be able to compete with all the point guards in the league?
I think so. I think he's going to be a superstar quicker than later. You know, and if they get great pieces in LA through free agency, maybe this year or next year, I think Lonzo will be tremendous in this league. So.
Well, I think it's time to move on to our next main question we are going to be talking about today, which is most valuable player. As we all know, Russell Westbrook, my pick, won MVP. He picked James Harden. I won yesterday. Yes. Russell Westbrook won yesterday for most valuable player. The question is it a popularity contest? Are we just picking the guy that is the most popular, or are we actually choosing the most valuable player to win this award?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is a popularity contest throughout all the sports. You know, I mean, we could take a look at basketball right now. Russell Westbrook won the MVP last night. He had a great season. Like, don't get me wrong, guys. Like, he had an absolutely tremendous season. He averaged a triple-double, you know. But I think that we're not – they were what's it called? The 7th seed in the West, right? I believe. Oklahoma City.
I believe so.
So I think that the league's got to make up its mind. Like back in 2015, James Harden and Steph Curry.
No, they were a 6th seed because they didn't play the Spurs.
But back in 2015, Steph Curry and James Harden were like right there for that MVP award. And James Harden, I think, had a little bit better stats than Steph Curry at that time. But the league and a lot of the voters were like, well, Houston's not as good as the Warriors. And I don't think that should impact that decision. You know, so I just think that Russell Westbrook, he's valuable to that team, but it's not a great team. So you can't. I just don't see it that way.
Okay, well then you're kind of contradicting yourself. Why even talk about the James Harden thing then? Because the team wasn't better and you thought he still deserved it, but then you're going to come in 2000.
But in 2015, they went to the Western Conference Finals and they almost beat the Warriors. So they have to be a decent team. You know, I just meant that they weren't as good as the Warriors. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so they're not as good as one team.
Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't make any difference.
No, it does.
No, it doesn't. Like, honestly, I think this year of all years is the year that they got it right. Russell Westbrook was the most valuable player to a team this year. Of course, there's years when they just pick whoever's the most popular guy, but this year they got it right. Steve Nash was in NBA MVP when it probably could have been like Kobe or something like that. But he was the most valuable to his team at the time. So there's sometimes when, you know, they get it right and choose the right player who was most valuable to their team. But I don't know. This year, I think this year it was correct. I don't think it was a popularity contest with the media selecting. No. The media doesn't even like Russell Westbrook.
I think they do.
Stop
they
it.
really do.
Stop
I think they do.
Stop.
There's some guy, there's some commentators that don't like Russell Westbrook, but all in all, I think the media likes Russell Westbrook. I mean, they like the coverage they can get from him because it's always a story to tell, but I wouldn't say the media likes him. The media chose him because he deserved it this year. I don't think there's a more deserving player than him this season. You know, and I don't like saying, like, you know, everyone's like, oh, well, LeBron's the best player in the NBA in general, so he should get it every year. No, but Westbrook was more needed for his team than LeBron was. But there's a lot of times where LeBron is the best player on that team, and if he leaves from that team, like let's say example, the first time he left from Cleveland and then he went to Miami, right? Cleveland was a lottery team the season afterward, and then like you see the value of somebody. But then, if Russell Westbrook leaves, they'll be bad.
That team would be the last team in the Western Conference.
They'll be the bad team, but they won't be the worst team in the league.
Yes, they would.
No, they wouldn't. I don't think they would.
They would be bottom 2.
No, they wouldn't be the worst team in the league.
They would have been right down there with freaking the 76ers.
They're not okay. I'm saying that they won't be like terribly, terribly bad, but like they still have Victor Oladipo. They still have Enes Kanter, who can play but is coming off the bench. They have Steven Adams. So they won't be terrible, Britt. I'm telling you, they won't be terrible.
Well, I disagree. And then, and I don't, again, to, talk about this popularity thing. I mean, look at Kobe Bryant, played for 20 seasons. How many MVPs does he have?
Okay, that's not fair because there's a lot of times where he should have won.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think it has been a popularity contest then.
Yeah.
And that's common sense to say right now.
I think a lot of times that MVPs, they got it wrong. So
well,
I just feel like LeBron should have more. I feel like Kobe should have more. Steve Nash shouldn't have 2. So I'm just saying. Even Shaq should have had 1 too. So
okay, well, what do you think about the Hornets and what they did getting Dwight Howard? And Monk.
I mean, Dwight Howard's washed. There's nothing else to say about Dwight Howard. He's a washed-up player. He bounces from team to team every single year. But I love the Malik Monk pick. I absolutely love that pick. And I think that team, they're going to be in the playoffs next year, at least the 7 or 8 team.
I actually randomly had predicted them making the playoffs this year. Obviously, I was wrong. But I predicted them making the playoffs this year. They did not, unfortunately. But I actually am most excited next year to see the 76ers play. That's who.
But the problem is the 76ers, I mean, through the years, they've made great draft picks. I mean, they got to stay healthy, though. I want to see that team fully loaded, fully healthy. But, I mean, Joel Embiid can never play. Ben Simmons was out for the whole last year. I want to see Fultz in that system. So now he's fresh.
He's ready to go.
He's ready to go.
Fultz is going to – I think they'll be like an 8th seed, maybe a 7th seed this year. Because, I mean, the Eastern Conference isn't great anyway.
Yeah.
In next couple years, if they can continue to make correct moves, get some good draft picks and stuff like that, I definitely think this team is going to be a contender in the future in the Eastern Conference. We need some more contenders in the Eastern Conference. I'm so sick of them.
It's weak, especially Paul George leaves too. It's even going to get weaker, and even Jimmy Butler left.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that Eastern Conference is going to be pretty trash. But, I mean...
The Western Conference, though. Dominance. All-Star game next year. We're coming for you.
All dominance. But, yeah, I mean... To go off that, like another team that I'm excited for is the Timberwolves. Seeing
the Timberwolves. Yeah, I think we're pretty decent this year with their young talent.
Yeah,
I
and
just
then they
think
add
they're
Jimmy
developing.
Butler to that.
Yep.
I mean, that team's gonna be
I
exciting.
was sad Zach left though. He'll be good. He'll be good with the Bulls. Where he went to the Bulls.
They don't need him.
Okay, let's get back to some more of these questions.
All right.
So you're gonna have to I learned you got to stop it if you want to read the question because it's going to just keep going really fast.
Do you guys think the Cavs should have traded Kyrie Irving, Channing Frye for Bledsoe and the 4th pick, and then traded that pick to Indiana for Paul George?
Yes, and yes. What do you think?
Let's see who the name. DJ Buck. That come from DJ Buck.
He didn't want to answer the question. I guess.
Okay, but what I think is they shouldn't. They should keep Kyrie Irving. Like what?
No, are you kidding me? Bledsoe and then freaking Paul George.
No, I mean.
And then LeBron, if LeBron's staying on the team too,
But that's Kyrie Irving, one of the top 3 point guards in the league. Like you can't just get rid of him for Eric Bledsoe. Come on.
But you're also getting Paul George.
No, that doesn't matter because Kyrie Irving has that potential. He's still 25 years old.
Okay, well I disagree. I think yes, they should have made that trade.
And then also too. Paul George, if he comes to Cleveland, let's say he comes to Cleveland, he can bounce the next year because he's a free agent. So, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Let's go to another one.
All right, let's see. Ooh, these are coming in hot.
You guys are coming. Yeah, I wish you guys commented this much on our comment section.
Oh.
Make sure you guys leave comments when you message us. Come on, Matt. You gotta go faster than that.
Who's gonna win the title next year? By Curry and Durant sucks 3-1.
So who's
he cannot let that go.
Who's gonna what?
Who's gonna win the title next year?
The Clippers.
Here we go. I think it's gonna be the Golden State Warriors again. I mean, I hate saying that. But yeah, I think it's gonna be the Golden State Warriors. I don't see who can challenge them right now.
You know what? I honestly think we're gonna have to wait and see until free agency.
Free agency is gonna be big because
we got there's some big players that are up for signing with teams that could leave and join other teams.
No, absolutely. And
this is a big free agency year.
I think Chris Paul is a big factor in that because if he goes to a contender in the West, I mean, they were talking about him going to the Rockets. They were talking
Even
about
Blake
him going to the
Griffin, you know,
Spurs.
going somewhere.
Blake Griffin, they were talking about him going to OKC. Yeah, I mean, it's a big thing. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well, I actually don't want to talk about basketball anymore. I think we move
We're gonna
on
get
to our favorite sport. What's our favorite sport?
Oh, we're gonna talk about football.
Yes, we
We're
were
gonna
talking
talk
about
about
football.
football.
And if you guys have never seen the Fumble, I'm sure you guys have. But you know, I am a Cowboys fan. This guy is an Eagles fan. We are bitter rivals till the death. But the question today is, who has the worst fans? Cowboys fans or Eagles fans?
Oh, pray. It's Cowboys fans by a mile. By a mile. Let me tell you what. I have so many problems with Cowboys fans. Look, I have a lot of friends that are Cowboys fans, and I watch games with them. We watch twice a year. We watch the Eagles, Cowboys, one in Jerry World, one in Philadelphia.
Which Jerry World is amazing, by the way.
The thing that I hate about Cowboys fans is what they say. Like, when they lose, they still come at you and say, "We them boys, throw up that X." I'm like, what's going on? You guys just lost.
Shout out
You
to
guys
Des
just
Bryant.
lost. You guys just lost. And when you tell them about how many playoff wins you guys have in the last 10 years, they go, "Well, how many Super Bowls do you guys have?" The dumbest when they come back with that, Britt, I'm telling you, that's why Cowboys fans are worse. Cowboys fans are just oh man, just talking about this like gives me a headache. Just Cowboys fans.
Okay, honestly, I'm going to agree with you. Just for the simple I know I'm agreeing, but just for the simple fact, because there are way more Cowboys fans in this world, and we have way more to lose than any other team, and everyone's always hating on us, so we naturally do have to come at people all the time.
Oh,
so
man.
I will
the
say,
victim card. Look at this.
No, I will say we are the worst because you don't want to mess with a Cowboys fan. Because if you mess with one Cowboys fan, there's going to be a whole slew of people that are going to come at you. An Eagles fan, I mean, in LA, we probably have like 10 Eagles fans here. Like 2 in this room. And,
Whoa.
and there's 8 in the rest of Los Angeles area. But like, I mean, God. Cowboys fans are everywhere you go. So we do, it seems like we're a lot worse than any other franchise is because we're the best, and there's so many of us. Like, no matter where you go, you can freaking go to Buffalo. Shout out to Bills Mafia. And there's going to be some Cowboys fans in Buffalo. We have a Bills Mafia guy over here, too. We have all the random fans in the house today. But, yeah, I mean, we're diehard. We're loyal, which everybody hates a loyal fan because we're not going to hop on bandwagons to any other team. We're going to stick with our team. Granted, yes, we have lost a lot lately, but our franchise is still way better than the majority of the franchises in the NFL. So for us to have lost for so long and we're still greater than everybody else, I mean, I love sitting on my high pedestal and being a Cowboys fan. It's amazing.
Just being in the room with Cowboys fans
it makes you better.
Oh my God. I know you agreed with me, but still, like, there's Cowboys fans. They haven't won a playoff game in I don't know how many years. Probably 1-2 playoff wins in the last 10 years. But they still bring up the past all the time. No matter how mediocre they are. They're 4-12.
They do.
Oh,
I don't
but
think we do.
How many Super Bowls do we have?
No, Cowboys fans
how many
don't
Super
do
Bowls
that,
do Eagles fans have? So
we don't do that really though. We just say, who cares? We say next year. That's what the Cowboys say. Lakers always talk about, the banners on the freaking wall and stuff like that. Cowboys fans just say, "Oh, well, next year we'll be good."
Oh, hell, they don't stop at that.
We don't talk about the past. Stop it.
They don't stop at that.
Stop it.
I mean, I had a friend text me, or I texted him when the Cowboys lost last year to Green Bay, and I was like, "Yo,
I was at that game, and I definitely cried."
She definitely cried. But I texted him. I was like, "What? Oh, so what happened with your Cowboys?" Well, at least we're in the playoffs. I'm like, well, at least you're not because you just got bounced out.
Well, yeah, but that is the case.
Home field advantage.
At least we were in the playoffs. Like, I don't like when people talk crap and they're not much better off themselves.
So being in the playoffs is an accomplishment?
Yes. What are you talking about?
I mean, all right.
What are you talking about?
I want to see what these guys are saying. Let's see.
Where are my Cowboys fans at?
I want to see some logical people in here.
Tell Matt he needs to shut his trap.
All right. Oh, whoa, okay. Ooh, that's going fast. All right, let's see.
Where's my Cowboys Nation? Stand up. Where are you at? He's purposely not wanting to read all the Cowboys fans.
A1 Saucy says, "Can the Cowboys win a Super Bowl?" Hell no.
Yeah, we've won 5 so far.
I mean, they're not gonna win anymore, so
yes,
not in our lifetime.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Ooh, Romo sucks.
Romo is gone. Okay, nobody cares. No, Romo sucks. You guys can say Dez caught it. That's a good one because he did.
And they bring up Dez caught it too with the X. I forgot about that. They throw up the X and they say Dez still caught it.
Dez Bryant, we love you. Cowboys Nation.
All right.
Come on, guys. We only have 5 minutes left on this show. We need some good questions from you guys.
Gunther Wagon, he said, "Matt, you're so right."
No, he didn't. He said, "Matt, be quiet."
He did. He said, "Matt,
you're so right." Okay, he's not in charge of these anymore.
I'm just saying.
It's my turn. I have a question for the Eagles fan. Okay. He wants to know, how do you think the Eagles will do this upcoming season? And that's from Oriel Gola.
See, I'm a realistic Eagles fan. I'm not one of those we're going to go 16-0. We're going to win the Super Bowl. I mean, I think they're going to be 10-6. I think they're going to sneak into the playoffs this year. Because, I mean, they have Alshon Jeffrey now. Their defense is really underrated. I think, honestly, I think the NFC East is going to be tough. I think the Eagles are going to play second to the Giants. Cowboys are going to go third.
I got Cowboys for life. What's up, Melissa?
Pipe it down. I don't like Cowboys fans.
Hey, don't talk to us like that.
I don't like Cowboys
Eagles
fans.
suck. What's up? Oh, I wouldn't even know how to say your name. But love you too.
Come on, where are the Eagles fans at? Come on.
Oh, there's some Giants, Patriots. Nope, we don't like you guys.
Yeah, Patriots. I'm sorry, man. We're not.
Somebody said he's gonna beat that dude's butt. Jordan Swift. Thanks, Jordan. We got a couple. Dez caught it.
That's because that's all they could say. That's the furthest they made it in the playoffs.
The DDT said, "Who do we think is going to win NFL MVP this year?"
Oh, NFL MVP?
Derek Carr.
Man. You know what? I think it's going to be Aaron Rodgers.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers still has probably 4 or 5 years left in his prime. I think they're going to make a run at that NFC, so I think it's going to be Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. And speaking of the Raiders, really quick, I mean, what do you think of the Raiders this year? With Derek Carr now the highest paid player in NFL history.
I mean, they're loaded. Like, on offense, they're absolutely loaded. They got Amari Cooper on the outside. They got Michael Crabtree. On defense, they're stacked with Khalil Mack. I think they could challenge the Patriots. The key is they got to get home field advantage, though. Because if they go to Foxborough, I don't think they're going to take it to Foxborough. But because that AFC, if you look at that AFC, it's kind of weak right now.
Yeah.
Because Kansas City, you got Pittsburgh. It's a little bit weak. The Patriots are up here. But, I mean, I think Oakland could still take that number 1 seed.
I think Oakland, I mean, it's almost like a have to now situation. Because obviously you guys know Oakland Raiders are going to be moving to Las Vegas. They have this year and next season as well, the 2019 season, 18-19 season, that they're for sure going to be in Oakland. And then after that, they might be leaving. So if they want to do it, now's the time for them to do it. This year especially, they have a team like no other, you know. And next year, after this year, they're not going to be able to pay players because they're giving Derek Carr this money. So this year is the time to do it.
Yeah, I mean, this year Patriots are scary. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, they added Brandon Cooks on offense already with Gronk and Julian Edelman. They got stacked on defense. So yeah, like Britt said, this is the time. I mean, they gotta get home field advantage and they gotta take it. So
yeah, well, I'm wishing the Raiders the best. My ideal Super Bowl. Raiders, Cowboys this year.
Raiders, Cowboys. I think it's gonna be New England Packers.
Interesting.
It's gonna be
well, you guys, thank you so much for tuning into our very first live stream. Now, we actually got a whole setup here. We have 3 cameras in the house, and if you guys want to do this, you guys can live stream, or if you're an awesome creator, go to cutbox.tv and they will have all the info you need, all the equipment you need to get set up so you can also live stream like me and Matt. Maybe you guys can debate against us and steal all of our followers. I don't think so, but you can try. Make sure you go check them out at TV. They have all the info, all the stuff for you guys, multiple cameras. We got 1, 2, 3 cameras going on here. So we got the setup.
Awesome.
You can have it too. So that is going to do it for our very, very first live show. How did you like it? Great.
I loved it. Love hearing what you guys have said. A lot of the Cowboys sucks made me happy. So
okay. Well, I'm going to cut him off and say thank you guys so much for tuning in. See you later.